Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Talking to a good friend of mine this week, and this guy's brilliant. I'm not going to use his name because I don't have permission to use his name, and I don't want to embarrass him if it would embarrass him. And he's a brilliant football coach. Most everything, he's the one that got me started in spread concepts. He was one of the first ones in Alabama to really sell into it. Big Leach guy, and has a lot of success at several different schools as an OC and as a head coach. And here lately, we've been talking about RPOs, and he goes, "I really need to learn it this year, brother." He says, "I really need to learn it." Some of you may have heard me say this, and I told another friend of mine that Josh Pate on 247 Sports, the late kick with Josh Pate, there's a shameless plug for my buddy because he's actually plugged me on that show once, just once, Pate. And I told Pate and another friend of ours, Buckets, that I think Leach is going to do it to RPOs this year. Got no inside information, none. I just think that he understands that he's not going to get the kind of players year in and year out to compete in the SEC West against the Alabamas, the LSUs, because they're going to be back, the A&Ms, Auburn, Arkansas is on the rise. I mean, we're looking at a day, if things don't change, where you could have almost the entire division going to bowls every year because they're just going to, and we may not have any national champions come out of that division for eventually because they're going to cannibalize each other. And he knows this. And that's enough of my college football analyzing. But I collected some RPOs, Alabama. There's some high school stuff, and it's not the same stuff I've done before. And I just said I'm going to do this for my friend, and probably won't. This will not be. I mean, YouTube would let it get out there, uh, but I have that little alert on it, not available for the monetization because I don't have permission to use some of this video. But thankfully, they still let it go out there. But I'm going to go ahead and just walk through it. It's going to be a stream of consciousness. You may want to pause this during the course of it, come back and finish it. I don't care because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my friend. And we're going to get together on the board in the next few weeks. We're about 2 hours apart. And we're going to talk about it. And just several different types of RPOs. I'm just going to walk through it, talk through it. And heck, let's get started. All right, y'all, let's get started. As I said, it's going to be a long one. I've got about, I don't know, maybe 20 clips, and we're going to talk through it. Just going to talk through it, talk about the rationale of the play, compare a couple of play action passes, and how sometimes on TV the announcers may say that's a RPO. I guarantee you, most of them, are the football guys, the analysts. If they looked at it on tape, they would probably say that it wasn't an RPO. But they're so good now. Some teams of RPOing, it's hard to tell, boom, right there on the spur of the moment, whether it was an RPO or not. For instance, this one here, to me, this is obvious. It's one of my favorite kind of RPOs because there's no mesh. And also, another reason is you're putting a player in conflict. Okay. Now they're running wide zone. This is Michigan when Rich Rod was there. He's a big wide zone guy. This guy's going to come right here and block, and then they're going to reach up front. And Robinson's going to come, he's going to come downhill and threaten the edge. When he does, this is the guy that he's reading. As soon as he triggers, boom, reaches up, boom, guys running down the middle of the field for a touchdown. Okay? Let's look. There it is. That's why I said it's an easy RPO. No mesh. Easy peasy. Okay? Watch the line up front. See? They're just blocking wide zone. All right, now here's a similar one. It's also trips. Notice it's tight trips. I believe it's K-State. This is an all 22 film. Okay. And watch who, I believe this one is, I thought at first he was reading this guy. And now sometimes when you look at the end zone shot, I think it might be that guy. I don't know. Let's watch. Snap the ball. Okay. Boom. No mesh. And it's a power blocking up front. And this is one of those deals that's almost a PRO, pass run option. And what I mean by that is when you watch him, he's pretty much saying, because they're going to try to block this cat right here. See, he's the tight end's coming right here that he's going to block. See, look for the unblocked guy. That's it's this guy. And you say, well, he didn't come up. Yeah, but he may have been told, there's different ways when you're talking about reading the option plays. You tell the quarterback, can he make the play on you, or can he make the play on the pitch, or can he make the play on the pass? And that's what, see, he's expanding, and the quarterback just decides, well, he can't make the play on the pass. Boom. And that's why to me I wouldn't say that, and I wouldn't argue the point with anybody. But I think the primary thing is the way you read it. Are we He can't make the play on the pass. See that open right there? Look at this. Sonny's is buck naked, wide open as the day he was born. Okay. Let's look at another one. Now, this is, I believe it's Stephen F. Austin versus Texas Tech. Boom. And I think this is pass all the way. So no lineman trying to work downfield. And I looked and looked. What they're going to do, they're going to swing this guy right here. Okay. This guy's he's got him out of the backfield. All right, they're going to come here. They're going to come here. All right. And then it's like verticals, but they're not hauling butt. I call them hot seams in my offense. And he's going to come like he's running it. And I think it's pass all the way. Okay. So if this guy had stayed back and kept this guy would have been open because this guy leaves. Because look how far back the safety is. Okay. Watch this. You'll see what I'm talking about. See, both of them come up. The 2 and 3 defenders both come up. One's coming on running back and one's coming to quarterback. Watch. And again, you say, well, coach, what would have happened if they'd all stayed back? He probably would have kept the football. Okay. That's what I think. All right, let's let it run through and see the end zone shot too again. I'm not sure, but this may have been when Longo was out there. And this is an FCS versus an FBS. Okay. All right, now this is a high school play. I believe I don't know who they're playing, who this team is, but in the end zone it says Amory. So I'm assuming it's Amory, Mississippi. All right. I'm not sure. But this is Buck. Okay. And he's reading right here. You say, why isn't he reading here? Because he's going to run 2 slants. One of them, that outside linebacker can't take both of them. But the outside linebacker can take away one, and the inside linebacker can take away the other. But he's not, because you got 2 guards pulling, see, and that triggers them. Watch these guys right here. Watch the linebackers. Don't watch the offense. See? Look at that space. The spacing. Really, he's not running the slant. He's more running like a really skinny or maybe even a glance. And this guy's running the slant. And this guy's running the under. I love an under slant concept because the slant can clear out for the under. And if you've been watching, and I'll have some stuff below linked up talking about my different RPOs. And I love it as a quick concept too, with no play fake at all, because even if they're in man, you're going to win. If you got any kind of receiver. See all that space? And then the receiver does what the receiver does. A little bit slow. You're almost getting these linemen downfield. No, he's good. Now watch. This is what folks don't understand. You hear folks yelling, lineman downfield, lineman downfield. And sometimes, and I love the RPO, but sometimes they're right. There are linemen downfield. But what you got to do, it's really tough on the officials because they got to say, where are they when the ball is thrown? Okay? All right, watch this. He just threw it. Okay? Nobody's downfield. All right, but watch. Now the ball's caught. You're getting guys downfield. And this is where you hear fans and even some coaches, especially defensive coaches, hollering about man downfield. But you go back, and the fact that the officials get it right more often than wrong amazes me. Okay. Because this is a tough call to me. Let's look at the end zone shot. We don't have one of this. Okay, my bad. All right, that's right up my alley. All right, same play. All right, Buffalo running. I think it was last year. Not it wasn't the year they went that they almost went to the Super Bowl this past season. I think it was the year before. Watch, he's going to come here, and this is his read. Okay. I'm sure they're, even though this is probably a linebacker on the roster, they're counting him as a DN. He's on the line, and he looks like he's coming pretty tight. All right, watch this. He's, see, that's an easy read. I can make that read. I can make that read. I'm telling you. I know your kid can. Your quarterback can. All right, here's a side shot. Okay. They just pulled the one guard. They are not really running buck. They're running like wide zone, pulling one. They pulled the center, didn't they? But pulling linemen trigger these guys. Watch. What? Boom. Throw it where they ain't. It's just that simple. Throw it where they ain't. All right, now. Now this is one, I don't know, RPO or play action pass. Because I've done deep dives into Alabama, especially, and this is the almost the exact way, and I'll show you one later. They block their play action, but this guy, the pulling lineman, never works downfield. Sorry about that. Wind blew the door shut here in Pine Mountain. This guy never turns up on their play action. Looks like to me he always does this. Okay, and that's why I think this may be an RPO, but I really don't know what Tua is reading. He must have been reading the linebacker, but watch the pulling guard, what he does to these linebackers. Watch the two linebackers. They're gone. And look, they're in man. Okay, and that's what most people are saying now. That's the way you stop RPOs. Now, dude, you're in man. You got nothing. Look, there's nothing in the middle of the field. Boom, he wins right there. Watch this. That step right there, got his hips kind of turned toward the sideline. He's done. Done. Yeah, that's a 5-star, uh, eventual Heisman Trophy winner. Maybe he was a 4-star coming out of high school. He's so dad blame skinny. Look at that. All right, similar one. But look, see, you've got to trust. He can't be looking at the receivers. The quarterback and the coach have to trust the receivers. They're going to be where they're supposed to be, because the quarterback has got to be reading. And in this case, I'm confident he's reading this guy right here. He's the guy. Boom. Because this guy's walked up. He knows he's coming. Okay. But he's reading this guy. Look at his eyes. Look at his head. The head tells you right there. Okay. Boom. Now he just got to win. Same thing. Watch him step out a little bit. Boop. Boop. That's it. Touchdown. Linebacker realizes that you can count his steps, y'all. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Boom. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, to me, this is what I call a leverage throw. He's checking his leverage right here. And I believe he's right. This guy's so deep, he knows he can win here. He knows he can win here. Okay. So he knows the leverage is there. So if these linebackers are going to play this run right here, then he knows he's got to throw this. But he knows before the snap, he's got this throw. Watch. It's kind of a hitch and with a turn out, works out away. That's first down. He gained what, 3, 4 yards, but he only needed, you know. By this time they're RPO and the linebacker. Reading the linebacker. This one right here. Right there, he's done. Middle of the field's open. Look. His head's right here. As soon as he catches the snap, eyes go straight to his read. Quarterback, the running back's responsible for the mesh. Quarterback can't be looking at the pocket. Okay, it's not like the old triple option where you stick it in there, you're looking it in, and then you go to your read. Okay, this is 100%. As soon as you catch the football, eyes on the read, extend the football, and let the running back mesh. Okay, if this guy stays back, expands, drops, as long as he doesn't commit to the run, okay, you keep it. I mean, you give it. If he commits to the run, pull it, and you got to trust your receiver to get right in the open space, the void created by this backer. Look at the void. He sees it too. Now, if you go back, and I have broken down, so many Alabama films because Sarkisian and Gaddis are the ones that taught me this stuff, that showed me this stuff, and break it down. And they're not running the same route every time. People say, "Oh, it's a slant. Oh, it's a dig or whatever or a drive." Um, Sarkisian calls them glance routes, and I think it goes back to the old Air Coryell with the bang 8 route. And I don't think there's technically a set number of steps. They're coming off and they're looking for the void, and the quarterback is trusting them to be in the void. And what they'll do, they'll take as many steps as needed, because sometimes you'll see they're way down here when they make the cut, especially Smith. Okay, and so they're not counting steps. Okay, that just comes with a lot of reps, probably a lot of off-season reps with the quarterbacks and receivers, and they trust each other. I'm going to be there because he's not looking at him. It's not like a pass, a regular pass, where you're looking at the defender, the DBs, or you're looking at the receiver. You have got to be looking just at the key. There you go. See how deep that one was? He's 10 yards down the field when he cuts. So what was he reading? The linebacker. Again, make that joker wrong. Use this technique against him. Watch this cat right here. What they're saying is, we're going to win these one-on-one battles. Okay? And you should. I mean, I don't care how good a DB you are if the ball's thrown on time. The receiver knows where he's going. And see, these guys here, this is man all the way. Watch this. There he goes. Look at the head. Right there. He's not looking at the pocket. He's not looking at his receivers. He's looking at this linebacker. and that linebacker is coming. Good fake by the running back. Look at this. Look at all these white shirts over here. Okay. It's probably a quick game tag or concept attached to it. And he probably can just throw the quick game if he reads pre-snap leverage. Of course, there is none here. All right, this time they're reading number 3. You saw this a lot, especially Tua's last year and Mac's 1 year at quarterback at Bama. You saw this a lot, this motion out of the backfield. It's kind of like the old rocket motion. And sometimes they brought him from way over here and did it, remember? Okay, so what are they reading? Okay, you're going to get a stalk, and watch the stalk technique. I'm going to talk about that, and a stalk. Here's number 3. There's your read, okay? Watch the quarterback. Excuse me. Right there. So, Chip, he didn't do anything. Exactly. He's not going to catch this guy. If he's dead feet, get you beat. Okay? The fake inside caused him to pause. Once he paused, Tua knows he can't catch him. Boom, I'm throwing out here. Trusting the stalk, trusting the stalk. Okay? Bad angle by that number 2. See, he knows he's got to stay outside. Here's what I wanted to show you. Look at the bottom of the screen. Let's go off the RPO for a minute. Look, he's not running to him. He's not running to him. If he runs to him, the guy can put a move on him, dip him and rip him, whatever, and beat him. Okay, but he's not, and he's not pushing the guy off. I don't know why this guy's backpedaling, okay, at that distance. But even if the kid was playing up here and he's right here, don't go running to him. You don't want to initiate a stalk block immediately. You want to make that guy come to you because that's how you get beat that way. Okay. By running to him, you get beat that way. And you get holding penalties that way. Look how long he had to block the guy. See, busy feet, boom. Just get enough of him. Because he scores if that guy there's not hustling, because that's good enough. Look at that. Boom. You don't have to block him as long. Don't go running to your stalk. Like I try to tell my linemen, don't go running to the linebacker. You got to break down, gear down, make him come towards you, and then fit up on him, then get physical. Okay. Same concept. No, I got nothing for this one. 'Cause, I don't know about you, but I don't coach anybody who can do this. Great read. He's reading the linebacker, but watch this right here. Great read. He's gone. Boom, pull it. So that wasn't even much of a mesh because as soon as that linebacker triggered, he knew he was throwing it. And they did a pretty good job defending. That wasn't a window. That was a porthole on a ship. He threw that through. Look at that. Okay, moving on. So sure, there's a lot of Alabama on here, Chip. Yeah, I'm an Alabama fan. That's why I break them down. This is what I was telling you about. This is play action pass. Okay. But I still remember the announcer called it an RPO. Okay. Because it looks like an RPO in real time. But you go back and you look at it, and because I know because I block my play action pass this way, because it gets those linebackers to step up. So you kind of give you more room to throw back in here. Okay. Buys you some time. He's reading that safety. Look at that safety spinning down. As soon as that safety comes up, he knows he's got him. It's play action pass because you can tell by the way the linemen are blocking. Nobody's downfield but receivers. But it's a see that pulling guard. Look at the linebackers. Neither one of these linebackers get into the pass defense, pass coverage. Watch. See them? They look right there. It's too late. Too late. Okay. That's play action pass. All right, here's another leverage RPO. Again, they're not putting anybody in a bind. That's what I mean by that. Okay. Now, this guy here, when he comes up, right now the quarterback knows, I've got this. I've got it. We're one on one out here. He's giving me a great cushion. Okay. This guy here is, even if he doesn't come, when he comes all the way up right here, he knows he can't drop and take this away. He can't undercut that out. Now, it is an RPO. You're getting down, 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 back. Okay. Pull kick, pull wrap. It is an RPO, but he knows, and he's not putting anybody in a bind. He's not a conflict player per se at the point of attack, but I call it a leverage RPO for lack of a better term. I'm going to do that one time a video because this mouse, all I got to do is touch the little side thing and it does that. I screwed that up. Let's watch it again. It's kind of a deep speed out. See how he rounds it off? Okay. No linebacker to be seen. They're all chasing the counter. GT, by the way, I love GT and Buck for RPOs because you got two pulling linemen on both of them, and that triggers the crap out of linebackers. All right, this one is pretty good defense. They're throwing this one against. All right, he's reading this guy right here. GT again, but quarterback GT. Look, this guy runs up the field, and this is where, like, what do you tell the quarterback? Tell the quarterback, and this guy, this is his key. Can this guy make the play on the pass? He's looking at him. He can, tucks it, he runs counter. And this is not a speed bar. I think at the combine, I think Mayfield ran a 4.8 something. I mean, which ain't god awful slow, but it's D1 slow and NFL slow. I mean, it's not like a 4.6. And please stop the slander about 4.6s. Oh, he only runs a 4.6. Get out of here. Most of y'all probably have coached 2 or 3 4.6s. I know me, I have. Look at it. See? You got a lot of red shirts over there. This is Oklahoma, I do believe. Okay, you got all these red shirts going to be over here. And it's pretty good defense, y'all. This is Georgia. He can make play on the pass. It's almost like the double screen concept that my friend taught me 15, 20 years ago. Okay. You got the swing this way and the screen the other way, but in this context, you got the swing one way, okay, and you got the counter, the GT counter the other way. Same kind of concept, same thing. Just like you teach your quarterback on that double screen. If this guy comes here, come off of that and throw the screen back over here, and you set it up with the blocking right here, right? Same deal. Same deal, except this time it's the swing this way and a GT counter this way. Same read. And the line doesn't have a clue and don't need to have a clue what's going on. They're blocking GT counter. Okay. Honestly, this is one of the ones I didn't tag it up at the top because I didn't know what it was. There's some things about it make it look like a play action pass. One thing, now, I will say this: I do not like, for me, obviously, he's going to fake to 8 and then either ride into side with 34 or fake to 8 and then fake to 34. That's why I'm not real sure about it. One of the many reasons. But watch the linebacker here. if that's who he's keying indeed. See, because his head goes down. To his head comes off of it. Maybe at the beginning, it looks like he's looking at him. And so he knows he's gone. Boom. And nobody's downfield any. But here's the line of scrimmage. 71's the only one downfield. Okay. All right, back to the top. This is the second time I tried this, a little shorter this time. All right. Now, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Okay. Look down below. I'll tell you how to get my big book of bucks, and I'll tell you how you can get my playbook. Also, I've got a bunch of presentations that I will send you free of charge. All you got to do is send me the receipts that you either subscribed and or shared. Okay. If you're watching this and not a subscriber, share it and get 2 free presentations, not the books. Okay, but 2 free presentations. Some of them are as many as 15 slides, some of them are a few slides. And there are a lot of things that I get the videos from, that I do the videos with, but with a little more detail and explains things, like explain a concept or a scheme or something like that. All right. So do that. Remember, it's siegel.chip. I'll have it down below. Email me your receipts, your screenshots of where you shared or subscribed, or both. Okay. And look for information on how to get the books. Okay. I've got a great RPO presentation if anybody wants to get their hands on that. Also going to have some links at the bottom for some RPO videos where I show you how to coach them up, how to install them, how to execute them, all this kind of stuff. Talking about the mesh, got a great mesh video about how you do the mesh out of gun. A little bit different than doing the mesh from under center, especially when you're RPOing it. All right, so do all those things. I know it's been long, but hey, you got a pause button, or if you got something you got to do, you just go away from it, turn it off. Next time you pull up YouTube, that video is where you left off. I do that all the time on my morning workouts when I'm watching YouTube, and it's time to take a shower and go to school. I just turn it off. And then next morning or whenever, I watch it again, and it picks right up where I left off. But I've run my head, but I hope it's been kind of a different video, just kind of a stream of consciousness, just me talking you, an imaginary coach. But there is one guy I had in common, and we're going to get together real soon. We're about 2 hours apart. Known that joker since 1993. He's one of the best spread football coaches in the state of Alabama, or in the Southeast. He's from the Leach School. The way he runs his air raid and has put up numbers, had record-breaking quarterbacks, and he really wants to start getting into RPOs. And this is for you, buddy. All right, brother, and anybody else that wants it. But anyway, holler at me. Check down below for info. And until next time, y'all, come on. You know what I'm going to say. Be elite.